Kalimera, you're all still here. You're all still here. Yes, Allison speaks Italiano. Good morning. Good morning. Buongiorno from Puglia. Love it. Bonjour from Stockholm, Sweden. Good morning, Lily. Good morning, Karen. Allison. Bonjour, y'all. Bonjour, y'all. And buongiorno. Lily, Elaine, yes, the call starts at 8:30 today, so I will tell you what happened. Who else is here? Stella, yes, starts at 8:30 today. Julia, bonjour from Switzerland. Yes, there was a notification of the time change. Yes, yes. Okay, Lisa, good morning. All right, so welcome to Elegant Femme's Guide to A Course in Miracles, Chic 365. Dave, would you mind grabbing the book for me and my glasses? So Dave and I woke up early. We are in Crete. Can you believe Dave and I have sailed by ourselves, mostly, the boys were with us for like a week, from France to Crete on our own boat? What? Can you all hear me okay? We saw that yesterday there was an issue with the microphone. So we are in, it's called Demetrius Shipwreck. There's actually a shipwreck behind me, and a stunning castle from it was built in 1300, and I'll get the name of it. It starts with a P. Dave and I woke up at 5:30. 5:30? Yeah, 5:30 France time.
France time, but we're in Greece. That's like saying we woke up
No,
at
it's always
2:30
France
in
time.
New York.
Well, because ACIM's at 8. It's supposed to be at 8, so we woke up at 5:30 this time. And I thought I was going to have enough time, but oh my gosh, there's something with me and ancient castles. Dave has talked about this before. I am like Dave in a grocery store. Like, my grandfather, I was going to say granddaddy, my grandfather, my dad's dad, was an archaeologist. And we have family land in Rama, New Mexico with Indian ruins that date back to 800 BC. Dave? The Indian ruins? AD.
No, it's 400 to 600 if I remember.
Well, maybe 400 to 600. And my grandfather was the head of the archaeological dig on that property. And there's like, I grew up with like Indian ruins and pottery, and like my grandfather talking about the Indian tribes. And I was always like, there's just pictures from when he was in his 20s in digs around the world. I have goosebumps. And they took my dad. When my dad was, I think, 12, they took him on an around the world trip, through the Mediterranean for archaeological digs. And my dad was in the Great Pyramid when you could get in it. They toured all through Greece, and I got like goosebumps everywhere because it's something deep in my blood. When I go to a castle and I see the ancient ruins, like I feel so connected to life. I imagine what it was like. I always touch the stones and like look in little crevices and just sit with it. There was a beautiful castle in Philos as well. So I was having a hard time leaving. Plus, we had no internet up there. We thought we were going to have the best internet. So I was texting my assistant to give you plenty of time. Like at 7:30, I was like, 7, we're not going to make it down. But it didn't go through till we got towards the end of the castle down. But we did it, and it was gorgeous. It was amazing. When the entrance, there's this huge, I want to say gargoyle, like made out of marble stone that's obviously been fallen down, but it was ginormous, and you could see the wings, and then next to it you could see a plaque where it had wrapped its like arms around it. It must have been like the entrance to the castle in the 1300. I love this kind of stuff so much, and it's actually a very popular place to come. So yesterday when we pulled in, and I'm not exaggerating, there was a cruise ship that let 1,000 people off onto the beach to hike up to the castle. So that's why we got up so early. We were the only people. It was euphoric. The view, the expansion, there's a church up there. I mean, it feels so sacred, so sacred. So that's where I'm coming to from. And my intention is just to bring all of that beauty to this call today, for all of us to remember our lineage, to feel the beauty in. It's not so much to me as the past, although it is right to think about the past, but to me, this unity of connection that is timeless, and to just walk on those grounds and feel the energy of the people, I find absolutely extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. So with that, with that, with that, let us begin. I'm coming right from the hike. You can see right from the hike. And I feel like when we have these kinds of ancient grounds, these ancient places, I feel like there's a certain energy. There's a certain portal. There is a certain timelessness about it. So before we open up the lesson today, I'm going to invite you, if it feels congruent to you, to feel that energy, to feel the sacredness, to feel however it is that it comes through to you. For me, I was saying while I was there to Dave, like, oh, I'm sure they created like so much beauty in their own way, and Dave's like, oh, I'd like to see what it was like when they defended the castle, right? I'm like, I'd like to see the dresses like they were wearing, and whatever it is that sources inside of you, a feeling of expansion. And if it feels congruent, if it feels aligned, to consider an energetic portal inside of you. Consider a timelessness inside of you. Consider a power that is absolutely unlimited inside of you as we begin today. Father, Mother, God, Lord of all creation, we come together in unity, in beauty, and in power. We ask that whatever it is that comes forward today inside of ACIM, Chic 365, is received in exactly the way it's meant to. That we let go of any doubt, any hiding, any withholding, any place inside that is buying into the illusion of anything less than love. And we come together in such grace, in such gratitude, in such awe, and in such magic as we say yes again and again to the miracle. Miracle, miracles. This or something even better for the highest good of all concerned. And in that energy and in that frequency, and if you can truly feel it in your body, and you would like to ask for something that you desire inside of this space, I encourage you to do that now. You can put it in the chat, or you can keep it private for yourself to just close your eyes for a minute. And ask for what it is you desire. Ask. No holding back, no playing small, like ask for it really, really inside of yourself, because it feels vulnerable when we're really asking for what we really, really desire. Not what we think is possible, not what you think you can get, not, oh yeah, that. This or something even better for the highest good of all concerned. Amen. So, it's a special day today, a very special day. Every day is a special day. So we happen to be in this I think it's not 1300 years old, right? It was built in 1300. And today's also the day that we're opening up the Soul of Beauty waitlist for the audiobook. The audiobook is going to drop first. The waitlist opens today. The amount of expansion and enhancement that has happened since that idea was first planted is unreal. And if you haven't read the book, which only 76 women in the entire world have read the book, if you are one of them, you know. And if you are not one of them, I want to share with you that part of why this impacts me so much being here is that inside of the Soul of Beauty, there's also a castle. A very, very special chateau comes to life inside of the Soul of Beauty. And in fact, in one part of the book, in order to gain entrance into the chateau, the gargoyles come to life and read whether or not you are welcomed into the chateau. So for me to be here and at the entrance of this chateau, for there to be a huge gargoyle, the only artifact, by the way, that's left at this chateau, the only one. It's like mostly just ruins and walls. It's not like a museum. The one that I went to in Philos is a museum, and you can see there's this. No, the only artifact, the only one is a gargoyle. And next to it, like a foot away, is a crest. And if you're not paying attention, you wouldn't even know that that was once connected. You really, I don't think everyone would recognize that. And literally in the Soul of Beauty, there is a gargoyle guarding the chateau, and there's a crest on the very top of it that says SOB. So this is a special day, all these gorgeous signs, because this book literally comes to life. The women who have read it will share. It's not like just a story. Like the transmission, the invocation, the living vibration of this book, it's magic. It's literally magic. It's literally magic. It's unreal. It's nothing that I thought I would write. This novel poured through me, this magical realism where I was writing and thinking like, where is this coming from? I didn't know what was going to be written every day. This book was not written like a regular book. I did not sit down with a plan, just like I didn't sit down with a plan in the Growing Elegant. I didn't know, like it wasn't until, this will tell you how much, right? If you've ever wanted to write a book and you have any fear inside of like, I'm not really a writer, I don't really know, I have to tell you something. It was not until the first editor did a pass of my book that she's like, so like, tell me more about the protagonist, Mary. I was like, oh, Maggie's the protagonist. Oh, Mary's the protagonist. Like, I didn't even think like that. I didn't think like that. I just wrote the story. The story wrote me. The story wrote me. And it is unlike anything, why publishers couldn't find a place for it on the shelves, because it's a new genre of integrating the spiritual and the physical, just exactly like we talk about inside of Elegant Femme. Magic is the word indeed. So the waiting list opens today, and there's something really exquisite. I'm not gonna give it away here. I'm gonna wait for it to go out. But I will tell you this: watch your email box today. Watch if you're on the Elegant Femme newsletter list. If you're not, you can go to elegantfemme.com and just go to contact, and you can join our list that way. You can go to elegantfemme.com/edge, EDGE, and get the free meditation series that we have that starts to build the energy of the indie, the Frenchie, and the New Yorker. And then you'll automatically get the updates for what's coming today. But keep an eye out, because I'm doing something really special, really cool. And I'm actually so glad, because we had some delays about this, and I'm so grateful in the end, because so much more magic has been birthed into what it is we're going to be revealing and unfolding into. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. All right. Are we ready from this beautiful castle to do lesson 226? 226. Magic is the word indeed. It's true. Oh, Allison, your comments while you were moving through the book were literally breathtaking. Like, so many women, and Allison was one of them, so many women would write in and say, I have a ritual, because what we did is we unfolded the book over 40 weeks, one chapter a week. And that didn't work for everybody, which I totally understand, but it really needed to be birthed that way through me. And it was really clear how the Soul of Beauty wanted to come into the world. This is not like a typical book at all, not a typical book launch, like so intimate, so deeply authentic. It's not about just getting a book out into the world and just getting it in as many people's hands, although of course, like, I would love for the Soul of Beauty to touch millions, but it's to touch millions. It's to move millions, not just to have books out in the world. It really is a depth of remembering. and special union between the masculine and the feminine. And I sent an email out yesterday that was pretty bold. I don't know if anyone here saw it, really speaking about a truth that has been underneath the current of Elegant Femme since the beginning that I honestly didn't have the courage to say out loud until this. And now that the Soul of Beauty is being birthed into the world, the courage and the boldness and the unapologetic beauty that's coming through is really divine. It's true, the Soul of Beauty is extraordinary, magical, and transformational, and it's so good that you weren't bound by analysis and other external concerns. 100%. All right, beauties. 226. My home awaits me. I will hasten there. I saved the email. It was so good, right, Stephanie? Like, I want to save it. I want to reread it. It was good. It was like, okay, it's time to say this out loud. And what I wrote in the email yesterday, you get to see woven through the Soul of Beauty, but to be able to speak it with that level of clarity and courage and boldness, I was like, it felt so good. So I love that you saved the email. That's amazing. All right, lesson 226. My home awaits me. I will hasten there. If I so choose, I can depart this world entirely. And it is not death which makes this possible. Okay, that's a really important thing to feel. I want to speak to this. You know, this is the power and the beauty of being able to have really open, in my opinion and in my experience, really open, close conversations with my children. So, you know, as my boys have been growing, watching them go through the intensity of life, and we all know how intense life can be. And because of the way we speak to them, because of the authenticity, because of the trust, because of the safety inside of ourselves to have big feelings, we've been able to have these kinds of conversations with our boys, meaning being able to say, like, sometimes life gets so intense, it feels like you don't want to be here. Like, every single one of us, I think we're really transparent with ourselves. And I know certainly for me, when we've gone through really intense things in life, there is a feeling of, I just want this to be over. When you're in so deep in pain, when Mason passed away, there was a point where I almost jumped out of the car on the freeway. I thought about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get through this. I literally don't know if I'm going to get through this. But the illusion, it's the illusion, and this is what the Course is saying right now, and I believe this, it's an illusion thinking that death ends life, that death ends that pain. The consciousness lives on. Now, we could look at that in one way from the ego of like, oh my gosh, well then there's no way out. Like, how will I ever be out of pain? Like, if the death of the body doesn't just wipe everything clean and just like, that feels scary. Like, just maybe I'll never be out of pain. Maybe I'll always be in that depth or that darkness. However, if we choose to see it through the light, through the truth, and what the Course is saying here, it is not death which makes this possible, but it is a change of mind about the purpose of the world. So death is not escape from pain. This is so important. This is so important to hear. It is so important to hear. Now, I can also hear the conversation that many of us have had when we see someone, quote unquote, suffering in the physical from something, and they pass their physical body, and we say, oh, well, at least they're no longer suffering. And I believe in that could be true, right? The body is no longer in that state. But again, if we take what ACIM says, that we are not a body, we are free. We are always as God created us. It really is the mind that's in pain, not the body. So just as a consideration and a liberation of the potency and the power with which you choose and where you choose. I keep pointing here, but you know, where you choose. A change of mind about the purpose of the world. If I believe it has a value as I see it now, so will it still remain for me. But if I see no value in the world as I behold it, nothing that I want to keep as mine or search for as a goal, it will depart from me. For I have not sought for illusions to replace the truth. Now, again, from an elegant femme perspective, and I believe from the depth of what the Course shares as well, it's not about not caring, because it says here, but if I see no value in the world as I behold it, really it's talking about the attachment to the world. I don't believe it's saying to see no value really in the world, to see no beauty, to have no desire, to just go through like a stoic, like, doesn't matter, I don't see any value in any of this. It's not that, right? And I don't believe that extreme is supportive. But if I see no attachment, okay, so for me, because I do see value in the world, I see beauty in the world, I see intensity in the world, I see, and we choose what we want to see. Yeah, God help me see this differently. So for me, I would switch it inside of myself. But if I see no value, I would say, but if I see no attachment, right? If I'm not attached to the world and nothing in it that I feel like I have to covet, that I feel like I have to hold on to, that I feel like I have to squeeze or be afraid, because that's really coming from scarcity, right? The over attachment that then puts us in scarcity, the fear of loss. We talked about this inside of Live You Fully. Like, the biggest thing that stops women from living fully is the fear of loss. So if I let go of the fear of loss, if I let go of the fear of needing to hold on, what happens? Nothing that I want to keep as mine or search for as a goal departs. The attachment departs. Okay, not the beauty, the attachment, the scarcity, the neediness, the holding on, the fear. For I have not sought for illusions to replace the truth. Now, and the little bit underneath, Father, my home awaits my glad return. Your arms are open and I hear your voice. What need have I to linger in a place of vain desires and of shattered dreams when heaven can so easily be mine? Would you mind if we elegant femme this up a bit? Taking a sip of water. Can we elegant femme this up a bit? Yes, much advice for business. So if you want to email into info@elegantfemme, we can direct you to one of our business courses. Okay, if you'd like that. And if you want to share what kind of business you have, please do. Okay, let's elegant femme this up a bit. All right, so I'm going to read it again and feel it how you feel it. Just be honest with yourself. Like, if it totally resonates and drops in, allow it. Allow it. Father, my home awaits my glad return. Your arms are open and I hear your voice. What need have I to linger in a place of vain desires and of shattered dreams when heaven can so easily be mine? I had a little energy in my voice, so you might not have been able to receive it fully without my little energy with it. For me, I just feel like I'm back in church where it's like, here, don't desire anything in the world. Just think of heaven. You'll be dead at some point. So just hang in there. Hang in there. It's all gonna be over soon. Kind of. That's how it sounds to me, okay? What I feel is God, my home awaits my glad return, is God creation. Like, let me come back into the mind of God. Let me come back into consciousness. Let me come back into the truth that God is consciousness. God is not a man in the sky, whether you get in the pearly gates or don't. Heaven is not a place you go after you die. Heaven is a place inside of you that always exists, that you can come to at any point and remember at any point. The body is here as a communication tool to support us in the communication of love. And that doesn't mean we just, to me, from a Frenchie perspective, it doesn't mean we just don't care about the body and we're like, oh, it's what are we here to communicate? I am here to communicate beauty with the world. It is why I'm here. It is why I'm here. Beauty is my purpose. So my opportunity is to communicate through my body that, not just from a place of how we look, but also from a place of how we look for me. It's not to escape it. It's not to remove the awareness of the body. It's to utilize the body, not as attachment, but as a way, and to remember. Okay. So God, creation, my home inside, my mind, my consciousness, maybe even instead of my home, my consciousness awaits my glad return. Because instead of a home seems to seem like something outside of us, right? We got to go home. You are home. You're home inside of you. Your arms are open. Okay. God's arms are open. Creation is open. It's not really arms. No. I don't, that's an idea. That's like a welcoming feeling. Your arms are open, but there's no man like, come home. No. Creation is open and I hear your voice. Creation is open and I hear its voice. Love is open and I hear it calling me. Yeah. What need have I to linger in a place of vain desires? So if we remove the home context and we just think about the consciousness, what need have I to linger in a place of vain desires? What need do I have to attach myself to something that's not true? But again, that doesn't mean we don't move in my opinion, we don't move towards our desires as a source of evolution, as a source of growth, just not as a source of attachment. Yeah. End of shattered dreams. When heaven can so easily be mine, but heaven in the space inside of your consciousness. Really remembering that we don't need anything. We don't need anything. We don't. And you know what happens when we realize that? All the things start flooding in because we're no longer attached to them as a point of our value and our self-worth. We're no longer moving out of a place of scarcity and anxiety and doubt and worry and fear and void and not enoughness. We're no longer moving inside of debt frequency. We're moving in the energy of always enough. And that always enough actually creates more please. That gratitude of like, oh my gosh, I know who I am. I'm whole. I'm in the mind of God. I am love and will always be love. I am the light of the world. I always will be. Let's play. Now it's time to play ball. Yeah, now it's time to play with life. And Scorpio also, like any activation of the femme types, is going to support you with your business. That's the truth, right? So I love that you're asking this question at 26 years old, because really the truth is you coming into alignment with who you are, what it is your business is supporting you, and remembering this is an indie question, right? What is the identity of the woman who runs this business the way you desire to have it be run? What is it invoking inside of you? What is that deep connection inside of you with the business? That's where we would always start inside of Elegant Femme. We always start with the indie. Like, we're never going to just jump into New Yorker conversation of like, well, how do I do this? And how do I do this? And how do I do this? We always start with the indie, the identity, increased capacity to receive, the awareness of who you are and what the business itself is invoking and inviting you to remember, so that you're infusing authenticity into the business. So we do have a program called Sensual Entrepreneur. Okay, so that is really where I'd invite you to start. So you can certainly just email info@elegantfemme, and Jaika can give you the link to Sensual Entrepreneur. Absolutely. So you'll move from indie, then into Frenchy, so that you're enjoying your business, because why the heck are we doing anything anyway? And the more fun that I'm having, the more money I make. It's just how it works. Always. And then into the New Yorker aligned action. That way you're creating your business from a place of authenticity and expansion, not from just your mind. Yeah? Okay. All right, beauties. So happy today. Keep an eye out for the wait list to open today. And thank you again for your patience. I know we had a delayed start today, and I also trust it was perfect. So thank you all for being here. Oh, I love all your comments. So please keep leaving your comments. Let me know how things are serving you, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay. And heart it. Yes, if you want to heart it, if you want to like it, if you want to share it, please do that. And yeah, I think that's it. I will see you back here tomorrow. I don't know where we'll be in the world, but we'll be somewhere in Crete, somewhere in Greece. All right. Mwah. Bye, ladies. Bye, femmes. Have a beautiful day.